Hey guys, OWNAGE here, and today I'm showing you some Ryze gameplay that I did myself. This, by the way, guys, is the first time I have played Ryze in quite a long time. I bought him around when I first started playing League of Legends, and I played him about 2 or 3 times. I didn't really like him due to the fact that you had to build mana on him, and I wasn't a genuinely good player back then. So now I reckon I'm more experienced with it, etc. So you'll basically see what happens in this video, the absolute annihilation that occurs in mid lane, the annihilation from the jungler, and just the winning of the game within a very short period of time is just insane. So let's skip through this. Basically, I'm going over here to defend blue buff while Riven takes her red buff at 155. For those of you wondering about my masteries, by the way, I am 921 for the utility tree, due to it's just better for Ryze. There's no point really going in the offense, considering he doesn't really want to build AP, he wants to build mana. Right here, Fizz sort of like attacks me on the go at the beginning. I flash in to go kill him. I managed to get the ignite on him, but I don't think it finishes him off, you know, because he does summon a heal. But I managed to get another overload on him, and that's pretty much my flash gone, which kind of sucks. It could have saved my ass later on, and we'll see why. I nearly get him there with the increased 4% movement speed from utility tree. Just adjusting my mic here. Yeah, that just allowed me to get that off that last overload. Didn't supply me with the kill, unfortunately. The reason why I lost so much health right there was I wasn't expecting Fizz to be so aggressive at such an early start of the game. And for those of you who actually do play Ryze, you'll know that he is not an early game champion. He is a very mid-late game champion due to the fact that when he builds up enough mana, the mana items that he will have will supply him with a lot of armor, a lot of health, etc. Okay, now this is where this Riven is amazing, and if any of you are jungling and watching this video, not while watching this video, but if you are, be sure to supply your AP carry with blue. Here was the worst pull in history because I managed to reset blue. I didn't run away fast enough. So yeah, that was pretty much my bad for Riven's sake there. I did actually lose quite a bit of health. But if you are going to be jungling, definitely supply your mid with a nice blue that they can steal mana off. It's just incredible for an AP carry in mid, even a mana carry such as Ryze. For Ryze, it's not even that useful. Once he starts getting the mana items, then he will have no need for mana regen because he will have so much mana, and probably mana regen just purely from his abilities. Right here, I managed to get Fizz in the turret with the snare, and I get first blood on Fizz, but Nocturne does turret dive just to kill me there. But really good kill on Fizz. Really good trade-off. I'd rather get first blood and get the extra 100 gold, and then let Nocturne finish me off. He's probably already had to go back as well, considering did quite a lot of damage. Only downside to this is I did just lose my beginning blue, which really sucks. As I said, for any AP carry in mid, it is absolutely amazing to have blue buff because it means you can spam off your abilities. As you can see at the moment, I've got my Tear of the Goddess, so having a blue buff would be absolutely amazing for me, so I can spam off as many abilities as I want, and build up that Tear of the Goddess because it's possibly one of the greatest damage-giving items in the game. Here I see Nocturne, I'm like, ooh, red and blue buff, double buff, let's go. And I basically want this double buff. If I had that double buff, I could just spam to my heart's content in this lane, and I could absolutely dominate. So that's what I'm trying to do. Unfortunately, he does use the flash there. I managed to get away, but he still comes back. Don't know why. I managed to get the overload on him, but then he just manages to get the spell shield, so I don't do any damage. I was thinking of going back in, but Riven comes in from the side and takes the double buff, which is actually a good thing. The jungler doesn't really need a double buff for the ganking, but you know, I could always use a good blue now and then. However, I'll have to wait until the next spawn. There's one thing I like about junglers that don't require mana, e.g. Shyvana, Riven, obviously, any sort of jungler that doesn't require a lot of mana, or doesn't require mana at all, is an amazing jungler, because that means blue buff you have no need for other than CDR. And if you can give up, I think it's like 20% CDR or something, if you can give up that, so that's halfway to cap, then you can give it to your AP carry in mid, and it's very hard to lose a lane if you've got blue buff. If you've got the blue buff and know how to use it correctly, you will get all the last hits on minions, because you can just spam off your abilities on them, as well as being able to poke extraordinary on certain champions. For example, if you're playing, let's say Kennen, that'd be a terrible example. But you catch my drift. You can basically poke the enemy mid as much as you want. On Karthus, for example, you know, spamming off your Qs, you can just do it whenever. You can pretty much have non-stop spamming of Qs in your lane, which is absolutely insane for a Karthus to have. Also, it'll probably allow him to keep his Defile up nearly constantly, and having a constant Defile on a Karthus is like having a Fiddlesticks running around with his ulti on all of the time. So you can see how pretty amazing it would be to supply your AP carry with blue buff. And so that's my sort of rant on blue buff there. Sort of not much of a gameplay talker, more of a random talker, but I don't know. So Nocturne seems to like to spend a lot of time in my mid here, and I'm like, no Nocturne, no, get out of my lane, just get out. And then Riven comes to deal with him pretty much, because I'm being constantly ganked by the jungle in mid. I managed to get the really nice Q off there, even though Fizz did flash. It followed him all the way over there, and I managed to get the kill, accumulating about 1,200 gold now, which is pretty nice, especially considering I've already got a tier of the goddess. I can slowly work up towards a glacial shroud and other precarious items that will give me decent amounts of mana and damage, because damage is win. So while I'm porting back, let's check out the other lanes. I did not mention actually, bot lane is the Cogmore with the new skin, which is pretty nice. The skeleton skin, it's matching the Cho'Gath skin, because Riot likes to put skins in sort of categories. You've got like the paramedics, I suppose, with Nurse Akali, MD, Kennen, Surgeon Shen, etc. But you have the skeleton ones where we have Cogmore, we have Cho'Gath. I believe that's it. There might be another one. Can't remember offhand, to be honest. But yeah, so we've got Cogmore and a Janna down here. Very strong combo. Almost as good as Nunu Cog, I would say. And we have an Alistair Graves, which I haven't seen actually a lot played. Apparently it's good. Riven going down to gank over there. I can't really actually see because of Nocturne's stupid ulti. No, Riven was actually jungling. I must have just imagined Riven. Anyway, back into my fight. For anyone who actually wants to know, top is Olaf versus Singed, and Singed pushes Olaf like a boss in this game. Singed pretty much would not let Olaf leave his turret, but when he does, he somehow kills him, so it doesn't really make sense. So as we can see, blue spawned. I'm like, oh, come on Riven, give me blue, give me blue, give me blue, give me blue, give me blue. This is what every single AP carry in the world, when they're playing mid, is thinking to their jungler, just give me blue and I'll be happy. Don't need to gank necessarily, just give me blue. But she's currently busy with bottom lane, because they are getting pushed a little bit, quite a lot of it actually, which means they're overextending. Riven, you can see the portrait down there, just going in for the kill, I suppose. Graves getting down to about 400 HP, Alistair down to 157. So yeah, close call. Too bad they didn't pick up a kill there. I suppose it's just pot luck, I suppose. Let's have a look. Cogmore was level 7, so he spamming of his ulti. Don't know, maybe if he spammed it a bit more, he could have got a kill. But as you can see at top there, Singed dying and Olaf dying. Any money says that Olaf managed to kill him, but then just the sheer poisons that Singed gives out managed to completely destroy his health, and he inevitably went down. But yeah, not really much happens in mid lane. at the moment. It starts to head off about now time. After I get this next blue, I pretty much end up dominating the lane, which is absolutely amazing, because domination of mid is best thing ever. Speed this up a little bit actually. Yeah, so I'm sort of getting pushed by Fizz, but only because I had to go get blue. Obviously, Riven pinging, she wants to come in for a gank on this Fizz, but then she changes her mind and actually goes up top, which is actually a good idea because I have no idea where Fizz is. He's actually up there, but he's just sort of hiding because, you know, he's going to be killed sometime soon. Nice Riven ulti there, Wind Slash, managing to kill Singed. A very good job, well done. And I think Nocturne goes up there and dies as well to Olaf or Riven. No, he gets away. But yeah, so far we can see that our team is pretty much dominating. It's 6-2, which again, 6-2 does not necessarily mean a win, but in this case, it pretty much did. Considering Riven being on 3-0-1, 4-0-1, I do apologize. Nocturne decided to stick around on, I'm assuming, lower life, and then they just managed to kill him while at his turret. Fizz coming in here trying to kill me. Doing way too much damage for Fizz to hold. He manages to pop his ulti on me though, and it's only dealing, I'm going to say 15% of my life. 15% of my life with a Fizz ulti is just not enough. That basically means that he's a support right now. The only way he's going to be able to get a kill is if Nocturne comes down to the lane, he uses his Shark ulti, gets me in the slow and the knock up. Maybe they could get a kill then, but that's assuming that I don't manage to Rune Prison Nocturne while he's coming down to gank, or Rune Prison Fizz, or just simply walk out the way of the Shark. So, you know, I come up here to top, and I'm like, oh yeah, I can help out with the Singe kill. Ow. Never mind, back to mid. And this happens a lot in this game. They never let me leave my lane. They always seem to want me to just stay in mid, like it's my home. More like prison, actually. I can't exactly move out of mid. They just will not let me. Actually doing a bad rotation there, because you're supposed to use overload, sorry, and then use Rune Prison, because then Rune Prison will hit first, but your overload will be on cooldown, and then it will reduce the cooldown of your overload, basically. So it's very good. You can use that in conjunction with his ulti as well. I flash in there, managed to get the Rune Prison on Nocturne, using the Spell Flux of all things just to get the kill. Pretty simple. I was getting a bit bored. I really wanted to kill. I'm sort of like trying to fight with this Riven. She's on 5-0-2. I'm 4-1-2. So yeah, she needs to die. He ultis me again. Doesn't manage to kill me though. Even though I was on ridiculously low health, but he does die to the turret, and you may say this is a bad thing, but that was sort of a good thing. At least that's what I think, because he managed to kill me, which ended my killing spree, which did give him money. However, this Fizz, let's just say he's not the best of Fizz players, considering he can't really do much to me at the moment. His damage is just not good enough. I don't know if enough items in the world would change that damage, but from the look of it, he just does not have the skill cap to compete in this lane. I know that sounds a bit egotistical, but pretty much is true. He could be trying out Fizz for the first time, for example, so I don't really blame him. But I completely forgot what I was talking about as well. But yeah, as you can see there, he just comes in. It's like Ryze is like a bursty, but he's also a very sustained mage. If you have like a Cassiopeia, or a, trying to think of examples, or a Brand, or a Veigar, they are bursty mages. Ryze is still quite a bursty mage, but he has a lot more sustain than those other ones, simply because of his very, very short cooldowns. I believe the cooldown on my overload with blue buff is about 2 point something seconds. It's 2.87 without blue buff, so with blue buff it'd be even less than that, and I don't even have cooldown boots. Rune Prison only on 11.48 seconds cooldown. That's simply because it'd be pretty OP to have it on a short cooldown, because I'd just be rune prisoning everybody. And Spell Flux, not the greatest of abilities, but you know, 11-second cooldown. So it pretty much means that I can spam Overload as much as I want. I'm going down to bottom here to see if I can pick myself up a kill. Riven going in to fight one-on-one with the Nocturne. She's obviously going to win. I'm going to just stay out her way. Going after the low graves here. Nice Overload gets him, and I managed to rightfully take my kill on that Nocturne. Wink, wink. Yeah, so I managed to get a double kill on bot lane, which is very nice. Probably because I was sort of competing with this Riven, at the same time loving him, because he was giving me blue buff as much as he possibly could, which I loved, and I managed to take the blue buff from the Nocturne. He was going to give me blue buff again, because it has spawned in our spawn, but obviously I still have it, so it's not really much point in getting a second one. It will pretty much confuse the timers on the mobs, on the golems, meaning that she gets sharked right there for like no damage. It was pretty ridiculous how little damage. I'm pretty sure Dragon did more damage to her. Yeah, so if I took that blue buff there, then there would be a section of the match where I would have no blue buff and would not be able to get it. No one would, because I've taken both. So I was just like, you know what, Riven, you take it, you deserve it. Now on 7-2, and this Riven on 7-0-3. I'm on 7-2-3. 14 kills between us, only 2 deaths. That's because of me. 6 assists. It's looking pretty GG right here. I don't really know what they could do at this point in the game. In fact, I do know one thing they could do at this point in the game. Should be coming up in a minute now. I'm going to say that, and this will just be a long, awkward silence. And then nothing's going to happen. Come over here, I'm like, ooh, Singed and low life. But then I'm like, ooh, Nocturne. I don't think I pick up any of these kills. No, because she gets it with her ulti. And I'm like, no, Singed, and I just can't reach him, which is really bad. But oh well, you know, doesn't really matter. So yeah, there's pretty much only one thing they could do at this point in the game, considering Riven is on 8-0-3 and I'm on 7-2-4, and considering Ryze is a late game champion and we're only level 13 at the moment, I don't know what chance they have at late game, to be honest. Especially with Olaf. Olaf late game can really be a beast. So yeah. Come on, Jesus. Timing on this thing's terrible. So yeah, we're very, very strong late game. Not as strong early game, but we managed to actually dominate them early game, which just really shows something about the match. Fizz trying to ulti me there in a pathetic attempt to absolutely fail. But I managed to snare him, get a kill on him right there, even though he's jumping on his stupid staff. I'm like, wow, okay, it's pretty easy. I think that's the last kill I get in this match. Spoilers, if you can't already tell from the LoL replay thingy. But 8-2-4, and this Riven on 8-0-3 is some insane damage we've got going on there. I got a pretty decent farm as well, 105, with Olaf sporting a 108. Singed only on 99, even with all of his poisons. But he's just been ganked way too much by Riven. So I'm like, yes, I'm going to go up and I'm going to go gank this Singed. It's finally going to be my time to gank successfully on my own because I've got nothing else to do. Yes, let's go. Come on, he's not going to die, is he? No, I got this. I got this. Not even an assist. Not even an assist. Have you know? Ugh. I swear Olaf just saw me coming and was like, no, 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 no. I'm going to kill this guy in spite of you. But it was a pretty good game. And sort of a boring game as well, though, because it was pretty easy. And there's the one thing that they can do. The only last thing that they can do in this game, and that is to surrender vote. GG, 4-1. Don't know who the one was, probably Singed, because he was actually doing a pretty decent job. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this commentary. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time.